Becky, are you going to tell us about your session, Privatisation and Public Services, please?
The main thing that we were talking about is, Louise gave us a great talk on what's been going on in Leicester and how they managed to put a legal challenge in against what was happening there. And there was a bit of discussion about how the law actually doesn't really support what's right or wrong, it's whether it's lawful or not, and whether that applies in all situations. The biggest thing that we talked about was that everybody in the room is obviously, there's a lot of workers there from the NHS and a lot of people campaigning on the NHS, but obviously we're all users of it, so it affects us all. We talked about the fact that we need to get the information out. There's a lot of information in the room and we need to make sure that goes out. So there was the NHS Charter, which you had that. That's at the back there, it's that blue handout there, so if people want to have a look at that. But obviously that's something that the People's Assembly can make available and get that out more widely. We talked about the fact that obviously Labour are saying that they're going to try and reverse things when they get into power. But that's firstly, it's a long time away, it's 2 years, and also we need to make sure that they do. So there's a lot of campaigning still to do. We've got to keep the pressure on. We can't just sit here and say, well, in 2015 Labour will be re-elected and it'll all be better then. We know there's a lot of work that we need to do. The point was made that with sharing of information, trade unions are a great way to get information out, but there's a whole raft of people who aren't getting information, people who aren't working, people who are retired, people who aren't trade unions, so we need to make sure that that information is shared as widely as possible. And then, on a practical point, I'm trying to read my own writing, Louise was telling us about some areas that are refusing to put out their services competitive tender, and how they're going about things in Lewisham, which is going out every Saturday, having stalls. And we talked a lot about the sort of information that we put out. It needs to be very clear, it needs to be captured, it needs to draw people's attention. And we just had a little bit of a chat about posters and things like that. So that's on a practical level. We couldn't really think of anything specific for the 5th of November, but we're saying People's Assembly should act as a kind of a central point, get that information in, make sure everybody gets it, but then also look at creating some of this publicity, these posters and stuff.
Thank you, Becky. Very positive.